Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Shipment Read. Today I'll be doing my July TBR. So as always, I have my mug over here. I have 30 new prompts. I have a few duplicates in here because I want to just, I don't want to have just that one option, that one time that I'll be picking up a book from that prompt. So I made a few duplicates in this prompt like for this time around, so I'm really excited. Hopefully I don't pick like the duplicate in the same month, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's just get right into the books I'll be reading for July. So as always, I'll be doing 5 prompts. The first one is going to be, let's see, beautiful cover. So I think I actually have the perfect book for this, and not only that, but I am planning to read this book for a secret TBR, and that is The Boneshard Daughter by Andreas Stewart. This one sounds fantastic, and look at this cover. I loved how intricate this is, and the ivory look. It's just perfection. But all I know is that this is supposed to be a fantasy debut book, and it says over here, it's an empire controlled by Boneshard magic. Lynn, the former heir to the emperor, will fight to reclaim her magic and her place on the throne. I'm excited for it. I've heard amazing things about this book in general, so yeah, definitely cannot wait to read this as soon as possible. All right, moving on to my next pick over here, and that is going to be, okay, this will be like the interesting one. Bookshelf generator, shelf and specific number. So I have over here 5 shelves for each bookcase, and then I have 3 shelves here for my TBR. I have 3 more over there, I have 2 more over there, and then I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 in my other room. So that is a total of 29 shelves. So yeah, 29 shelves. And because I don't really know how many books I have per each, like some of these I have like only like maybe 10 or 15, but I have other ones, especially down there, that I have just like stacks of books, and they can be up to like 30 books. So I'm gonna say 30, and I'll just pick a random number, 2 random numbers on my phone using Google, and then just kind of see from there. So let's see. Okay, so I have 1 2 29 on here, and let's generate the bookshelf first. 24, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's 24 over here, and that means I have to go to my 24th shelf. 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 8 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23. Okay, 24 is actually in my other room, so I'm gonna have to go there, but let's just kind of go through my book number first. 1 to 30, 28. Okay, so anyways, I'll be back after I go to that bookshelf and the number 28. So I'm back now with a book, and this is actually one that I'm actually excited for. So before I forget, when I do this bookshelf generator, if it goes to a book that is part of a series and I haven't read the first book, or like I haven't finished the series, I'm gonna read whatever I need to read next first. So for example, if I haven't read the second book in the series and this is the third book, I want to read the second book first, and that's gonna be my pick instead of the book that I actually found on the bookshelf. So the reason why I want to do this prompt in general is because I just feel like there's so many books on my bookshelves I haven't read, and a lot of times I don't remember like the synopsis for them. So I'm like, oh, like when I pick these generators, these prompts, I'm like, I'm gonna go for ones that I remember what the book's about. So that's kind of the purpose of this prompt. But anyways, the book that I picked out this time around is Call Down the Hawk by Megan Stiffwater. This is the first book in the Dreamer trilogy, and I want to say the second book is out too. Not entirely sure though, but I have heard great things. The reason why I want to pick up this series in general is because this book follows Ronan, and he's actually my favorite character in the Raven Boys series overall. And while I didn't enjoy that series is okay, like I liked it, but I wasn't like in love with it, but because I loved him, I was like, I'm curious about this series. So yeah, that's all I know, is that it follows him and like his ability with like the dreaming element and like objects and everything. I'm not gonna go into it because I don't want to spoil that series if you haven't read it already, but this is kind of like a spin-off series, and I'm excited for it. All right, moving on to my next prompt over here, and that is going to be POC representation. Okay, this should be an easy one as well. All right, I actually have the perfect book for this, and that is going to be Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. This is the final book in the Crazy Rich Asians series, and if you have watched my May wrap up, I did talk about reading the second book, so I am excited to finally pick up the last book in the series and finish off. I feel like the series has been out for a long time now. I read the first one like years ago, finally read the second one, so might as well continue on the series and check off another series from my list. Moving on to my next prompt over here, let's see. This one's going to be multiple POV. Okay, this is something that I'm like struggling with as well, because I don't tend to like books with too many POVs. Like 2 or 3 is okay, but when it comes to like more than that, I get kind of like confused. But anyways, I'm gonna find a book about this. Okay, I have a book for this that I've been meaning to pick up and like just continue with, and that is The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chagaboy. This is the second book in the Dabbabot series. This book is after The City of Brass, which I read a really long time ago at this point. I enjoyed it as well, so I am pretty high hopes for this one, but this is a chunker. I was super contemplating about this book because I was like, one part of me was like, I want to finish the series. I have the third book over there and I can't read it until I finish this book, and the part of me is like, I am kind of burnt out by fantasy recently, so I was like, I don't know if I'll read it, but you know what, I'm gonna do it and we'll see how this goes. So I'm excited for this book. Then the final book that I'll be reading is going to be, let's see what the prompt is first. Backlist. Okay, there's so many that I have as backlisted, so I'll be right back after I find one. Okay, the last book that I'll be reading for my TBR for July is Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. This is a book that's been on my TBR since, I don't even know when I got this one, book of the month, September 2019. So it's definitely been quite some time now. It's like almost 2 years, but I've heard so many good things about this book in general. I've heard like this was on like people's like top 10 of 2019 when it came out, etc. So I have pretty high hopes for this one. All I know is about this boy, his name is Pablo, who doesn't have a lot going for him. He's unsure about his future, etc. And then one day he meets a woman, or her girl. Her name is Liana Smart, who apparently is like an international icon, a lot of social media followers, etc. And you know, they meet, they realize that they are a thing somehow, because of what it says over here. But as they discover who they are, who they want to be, and how to defy the expectations of everyone else, the two of them turn to each other. So I'm intrigued to find out like why that is the case. But again, great things. I've heard great things. So yeah, I'm excited. This is the last book that I'll be reading for this month. So just kind of go through the books that we're reading for the month of July. So I have obviously Permanent Record for backlisted. Then I have Kingdom of Copper for multiple POVs. And then I have Rich People Problems by Kwan. This is for POC representation. And then I have Bookshelf Generator, and that is Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiffwater. And the last book I have on here is Beautiful Cover, and that is The Boneshard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. So essentially, these are the 5 books that I'll be reading for July. It's kind of like half-half, I want to say, like fantasy and contemporary, so I'm pretty happy about that. Like I specifically, the last book I was like, I need to find something that's contemporary, because I feel like everything else will be like fantasy, and I, like I said already, am mildly burnt out by fantasy right now. So yeah, anyways, these are the 5 books I'm reading. I think I'll wait for the month of July to start as soon as possible, because I am pre-filming this as per usual. So anyways, let me know down below which books are you planning to read for the month of July. If you have read any of these, let me know down below as well. But as always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you'd like to see more content of me, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!